Taurus, how are you? Welcome to the channel and to your reading, Taurus. We are going to connect with your energies for these next few hours, these next few days. I'm going to start your reading with the message of the major arcana, and it brings an energy of available movement. It is the Chariot card. Chariot is a card that corresponds to the sign of Cancer, but for Taurus, it tells us that it is a moment to advance and to move forward in the face of what could be an obstacle today, but it also speaks of your determination to reach some goal or to achieve success. When one is in the Chariot, one already feels that their life is beginning to move. You are going to feel, Taurus, that these are really going to be moments where the advancement makes itself felt. And from that advancement, you will be able to take control of something. You have more willpower to move into action, since everything accompanies you with movement. And if you are noticing that it is necessary to change context, you will do it. You will do it without a problem. And all of this will result in excellent personal recognition or recognition from whoever you have to show that you are capable of advancing in the face of what could be that focus or that capacity to reach that goal. That which you want to demonstrate, because the Chariot Arcana really refers to great goals or those that are most important to us, for Taurus, or those that are even challenging. So this is a moment where Taurus lets the power of their will triumph over adversity, maintaining absolute determination in the face of what is, at this very moment, something they are truly working to overcome and master. A plan that you may have to leave behind a known reality that is no longer satisfying you, renouncing said reality and moving toward what could be another reality that motivates you to explore, another reality that you desire to obtain. It is something important that you want to reach and that you do not yet have, and that is what you are going to do. You are going to manage to have it, and that will give you personal satisfaction. It could be that this is indicating a material improvement for Taurus, professional development, and that comes accompanied by tranquility and freedom, or any other value that you're needing to incorporate into your life. So it is an energy that connects us a lot with study, with entrepreneurship, with projects, and also with some type of training that you are doing. And that obviously makes complete sense for that goal, because you want to reach maximum potential in this situation. And I like it because when the Chariot appears as the primary energy, one truly already possesses that drive or that imprint of needing to win in this situation, having full control over everything I have, over the resources at my disposal, and over the skills I possess. Regarding the resources I have at my disposal and my skills, because I, Taurus, feel that I have the strength to use them on this path. And I can also clear from my path anything that prevents me from reaching that goal. So here, I also feel like you are balancing things. You are also balancing opposing or extreme aspects because you want to reach that goal that you had already set for yourself previously. So the conditions that depend on you happen thanks to the fact that you're directing all your intention, your energy, your capacity, and your abilities toward that place. And in some way, the conditions that do not depend directly on you feel like magic, because the Chariot is a card that also tells us about a Taurus who is protected on an energetic level. They are aligning with this, they are aligning with your purpose. So you are truly prepared to stand tall and overcome the various challenges that appear along your path. And as you continue to move forward through this journey and navigate this entirely new reality, you will find that you are successfully rising above and leaving behind whatever it is that you have been going through up until this moment, clearing the way for your next steps and everything that is waiting for you ahead. So I think it is a moment where you definitely advance and move closer to a desired reality. This may have to do with something formative for you, something you want to learn, something that leads you to that, or to finishing something that crowns you with that success. There is no doubt that I see this as also a moment where you are on the threshold of a triumph. And that triumph is something that you have obviously been wanting to achieve for some time now. So really, as you have also learned a lot in this process, you notice yourself more skillful, you notice yourself more cautious, you notice yourself more persevering, and above all, more brave, more conscious, right? Chariot is a card that sometimes is also announcing what could be, I don't know if I mentioned it to you yet, a possibility of a trip. It could be a possibility of a transfer for work. It could be a possibility of a trip for studies or for your career. It is not a moment for you to leave anything halfway. It is a moment for you to finish that, because this opportunity that arises through the Chariot is an opportunity of great value. Let's see, sorry, what the angels tell us. Well, the Two of Swords, the Ten of Wands card, and the Four of Swords card. Well, on this path, on this journey that the Chariot takes you on, you are going to have to make a decision that you will have to face. I mean, you know that this exists. It could be considered a problem or not, but you know that the moment to make the decision has arrived. Maybe it is the moment to make the decision so that you realize that you have to go for that chariot, right? You have to get into the chariot no matter what. So it is the moment to make the decision. Everything would go better. Everything would be more favorable for you if you make the decision to advance and, above all, to act. Because if you keep analyzing, should I get into this energy of the chariot? No. If I do this, no. If I communicate this, no. If I don't do it, if I don't say it, whatever it is, you are not going to have a result in any of the aspects. So continuing to analyze this will end up being a bigger problem, which is something we don't want. It could be that advancing or reaching an agreement is also a topic for you. It is a situation that feels like a true triumph because the Two of Swords is also speaking to us about the importance of making a pact, reaching a solid agreement, and finally deciding that it is time to stop resisting. It is about letting go of the internal struggle so that you can move forward with clarity and peace of mind. Something that you know you have to communicate because it is a feeling and a thought. And this could be directly related to any person who is important to you at this moment or really of value or weight for your life. An intimate person, a family member, a friend, a boss, someone with whom you have to reach an agreement, because this is making you doubt a lot in some way regarding something personal. And the possible scenarios of this can no longer be sustained mentally without acting. So one must decide because everything would go better, your energy would flow better, your advancement would be faster, and you would get out of many doubts as well. I think that what is coming for some of your cases is that what one could do is start to accommodate things, to organize things from a very personal place, in the sense that the 10 of Wands puts us in a situation of limitations regarding the burdens that we have been carrying, the responsibilities that we have assumed. And that could come hand in hand with a lack of boundaries, right? And it could have to do with the limitation that Taurus currently has to, well, make that decision, talk, and communicate. I am no longer taking charge of this because it is no longer my responsibility. Or I simply don't want to do it anymore because it stresses me out, because it takes me away from my goal, because it takes me away from my work, from my projects, and it is not my responsibility to do it. So perhaps you are in that doubt of what would happen if I communicate that I do not want to keep doing this. What would happen if I ask for help? Because it may also be that you are indecisive because it is hard for you to ask for help, to request a hand in some of the aspects. And for some of the cases, the 10 of Wands sometimes tells us that we want to do everything. We think and feel that we can do everything individually, but that wears us out a lot. It stresses us. It can even weaken us energetically and physically. So it is not a moment for you to be wasting either time, health, or energy. So ask for help, delegate, and also start to take off backpacks. That is, to take off a weight that it is no longer your responsibility to carry. Because I feel that you are in a moment where you look out for others a lot and not so much for yourself. Too much work for others and a lot of effort to please other people, and you are leaving yourself in last place. That is why you have that moment where you must, yes or no, accommodate the place. You want to go after what is that goal to reach that achievement. So really, the path of the Chariot, I have to tell you, is very demanding, yes. But really, if you propose to travel this path, the great possibilities of transforming your life into a success are there. One must be conscious of that 10 of Wands, and you are going to do it from a healthy place because there is a Four of Swords. That decision will be well and truly communicated, and it will be well thought out. If the Four of Swords appears, it is because you have been considering for some time now how to alleviate the stress caused by the weight of all this. And you are finally ready to take those necessary steps to find the peace and balance you truly deserve. Meditate really on how you are going to continue forward for what you have proposed, and definitely accommodate many things on a mental level above all, and prepare yourself for what is coming, which is fabulous. That is why they are placing you in that beautiful energy of success. So, although I told you that these readings are generalized, if you want to treat your specific case, you can have a personal consultation with me and schedule it through the website. Always see here what is the direction on the video of the page, and you also have a pinned comment on your sign that takes you directly to it. Let's see what the cards want to tell us now, Taurus, with this beautiful energy. Wow, the Two of Swords again. It seems you are really struggling to make this decision. I believe that this stems from the possibilities you are considering as well. Do not close off the possibility of negotiating with someone, and do not close the door to dialogue. Allow yourself to be understood and helped in this situation, because you are truly in a position where you need to make that decision, or at the very least, communicate it to others. You also have to understand that you have the possibilities, the faculties to advance in the face of that, and do not block yourself from anything. Do not block yourself from what you feel regarding all of this. Do not repress any type of emotion, including the discomfort and the heaviness of that burden. Communicate and get out of the indecision. Because one way or another, this is screaming for you to get out of this state of doubt, of indecision, and for this not to be delayed any longer. Because the Chariot is waiting for you there to take you to your place of success. You have a Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles card is the card that tells you you have given so much. And I told you, you have given so much that the moment has arrived for you to receive. Please understand that you are not going to receive these blessings in a fleeting, superficial, or light way. On the contrary, you are going to receive them with a truly remarkable, profound, and constant sense of fluidity that will allow everything to finally fall into place perfectly, just as you deserve it today. Above all, you will soon notice that once you make that decision, face your true emotions, and take charge of communicating what you need and asking for what you require, you will begin to live in harmony and balance. You will find that everything starts falling into place quite naturally. And that back and forth energy brings so much more back to you than you ever anticipated or could have imagined, and it arrives in ways that are far greater than you were expecting, all because you have the Empress card showing up to support you in your journey right now. When it appears, which is your arcana, right? When the Empress card appears, Taurus, what do you want me to tell you? It is the moment of abundance. It is the moment of splendor. It is the moment of expansion and of creation that aligns directly with what could be sensuality, sexuality, fertility. The moment where you're creative and feminine energy, it does not matter if you are a man, is very, very high. And beyond the fact that you are in your season where you are shining, because obviously you are returning to the sun, the Empress speaks to us of everything that is going to sustain you from here on out, which feels abundant. It feels beautiful. Above all, you also feel grounded in your life. So imagine just how important it will be to make this decision that connects you directly to so many things because you found the moment. That moment that opens up for you before this path, you are about to start traveling with the Chariot, where you leave behind a reality of doubt and paralysis. You begin to walk the moment of creativity in which you are going to share yourself in every aspect, talents, capacities. You begin to appreciate life in another way, and you take advantage of all the resources and means that you have or that you require to create something, because you really do have something at your disposal to create something. It is a moment where you are going to enjoy a task enormously. Imagine how important it will be then to delegate or ask for help, for this makes it possible for you to feel better, to begin to feel motivated, and it connects you with wealth. Wealth that, moreover, was always there, because this wealth, by being in the Empress, springs from you and makes this multiply and expand. Obviously, it is a moment where beauty permeates everything you create and you begin to feel better, overflowing with happiness and deeply satisfied. One must listen to those feelings. One must listen to the true emotions that connect you, Taurus, with experiences of fulfillment, above all, because you recover in such a way that you begin to feel alive, happy, and more energetic. You may be approaching the dawn of what could be the birth of something truly significant in your lives, because this energy indicates that several matters are finally being resolved. This process is creating the necessary space for something to emerge that feels like a unique and inspired creation, don't you think? It is a beautiful shift, suggesting that you are clearing the path for a new chapter that resonates deeply with your soul and brings a fresh, vibrant sense of purpose to you. This is truly a situation that invites you to live from a place of profound potential, where something you experience feels like a sacred gift that life is bestowing upon you or returning to your path. It is as if the universe is giving it all back to you, but now completely multiplied, transformed, and expanded into something much greater than you could have ever imagined for your journey. It is truly a beautiful unfolding process. And the Empress obviously makes it possible to take charge, right? So it appears to indicate to us that yes or no, it is the abundant moment of Taurus. It is the moment of satisfaction. You see that something is being given to you, but you are receiving it also in abundance, and how you are going to want to share it. Surely all the resources that you need will continue arriving, but they will arrive in a different way than how they were coming until now. First of all, from tranquility, because there are no longer doubts, there are no longer situations that you do not want to face. Quite the contrary, you do not fear facing any situation. So what arrives for you comes securely and it comes permanently. It is a good moment to connect with love, with sensuality. This is an excellent moment for you to genuinely express who you are based entirely on what you truly feel inside. That is the essence of the Empress. She invites you to show your authentic self, stepping forward from a place that represents a profound expansion of pleasure and a beautiful, vibrant sense of deep enjoyment in your everyday life. So the Empress demands love. The Empress wants to connect with her partner, and she has a natural ease for seducing them. It is truly effortless for her to draw them in. But it may be that you are at a stage with that person who is important to you that is very passionate, very passionate, very passionate. So you should also prepare yourself for that, because what it also wants to tell us is that it opens the capacity for you to create something. And it can be a relationship, a bond that is up to the level of what the Empress demands, right? Come on, let us see, let us take a look. It is telling me that you are truly determined, that you have firmly decided to head directly toward what you love and what you are deeply passionate about in your own life. And it's not just that you're going to move toward what you love in every area of your life, but you're also going to make that clear and communicate it to others. So, surely that decision has something to do with the situation you are about to create in your life, stemming from a desire to possess something. It is about moving forward based on what you truly want to have. I want to have it because this makes sense to me in some area of my life, and it makes me feel good. It makes me feel creative, expansive, sociable, fertile, loved. It makes me feel that I can direct myself. I can share myself with whom I want, with whom I desire. And surely that is what the Empress gifts us. It brings us authenticity as well. I accept myself as I am because I am a unique and wonderful being. I recognize my gifts and I appreciate the beauty of my soul. May it be so, so it is, and so it will be, the guide tells us. The more authentic you are, the more Empress you are also. Or the Chariot. Impressive. Let us trust and decree for this to happen.